So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yule Brenner. Now, listen, I know it's been a while since y'all have seen us on here. Donovan was traveling, and then I was traveling, and then, of course, before that, Burrow showed his whole behind. The hurricane is supposed to rain here today. I think we'll be fine here. But if not, for whatever reason, I'll come back on my phone. But as always, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome back to YouTube and Facebook. Twitter won't let me go on because they're a hater. I guess I got to pay for an account. I'm not going to do that. Elon got enough money. But nevertheless, you guys are not just viewers, but you are family. And sometimes we do share the link, which is what I intend to do today, share the link. Because since I've been gone, there's been some development. And you guys, excuse me how I sound. I got sick again. So I'm actually really sick, but I could not miss today. Of course, you guys know last Sunday, as I was on the deep blue sea, I was on a cruise, right? It dropped that Biden would not be seeking the presidency for a second term after all. Okay, everybody was all up in arms. Then shortly after that, he was like, well, I want Kamala to do it. And, from that point, she's now the candidate for, the Democratic side of the presidency. Okay, now I have, along with Donovan, have been very clear. And Corliss, I see you on there. I'm gonna bring you up in just a minute. Just sit tight. Donovan and I, since about 2019, when Kamala first announced that she was gonna run for the presidency in 2020, Donovan and I have been on her bumper. So we're not new to this at all. So of course, he and I have both been posting a lot of stuff. And per usual, like clockwork, people come out and you this, you that. And when I tell you, Donovan, when I thought we got called all kind of names last election season, I think they found some new ones to call us. It's just crazy, right? So I was like, forget it. What I'm going to do when I come back is I'm going to open up the link, and I want everybody who is a Kamala supporter to come on here and tell us why we should support Kamala, okay? I just want to hear from you. Give us your best, reason as to why. And probably within a half an hour of the show, give or take, I'm going to bring up two people. They're going to tell you their story as to how Kamala and her policies have harmed them or their loved one, okay? Because I want y'all to hear it from them. One of them's on here right now. I'm going to bring her up in just a minute. Can you hear me, by the way, as you wait? Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. I think it's going to be very interesting. But just know that Donovan and I, we're going to listen to you. We're not going to be mean, as you guys have been mean to us, okay? Y'all have been showing, y'all behinds been acting like donkeys. And I don't mean like, well, maybe donkey Democrats. I don't know. Maybe it's synonymous for a reason. But y'all been acting up in our comment section. So we want to give y'all an opportunity. But you know what, Donovan? Something is telling me they heart is pumping a lot of Kool-Aid right now. They're not going to come on here. Some telling me they got, thumb thugs, but they can't click the link. But hopefully somebody does. Anyway, before I give it to you, Donovan, let's see who came on here. And I want to say we have truly missed y'all. So we are glad to be in you guys' presence again. One who cares, how you doing? Let's see, Don, how you doing? Brother Reggie, what's going on? Big BG, about to choke. How are you? Till Dog, how you doing? Says she doesn't. We better make her earn it. No reparations, no vote. There you go. Brother Reggie says, when you enter the chat, yes, please hit the like button. Van Tran, how you doing? Says Elon Musk has a, he does? Okay, a transgender daughter. Learn something new every day. Bernice, how you doing? Says she's 100 times better than Trump. Trump wants to be a dictator. Bernice, I love and appreciate you for being here. But when I put this link up, I want you, please, and thank you, to come up here and tell us why she is better than Trump. And like I said, Donovan and I are going to be mean to you, not going to snap and bite your head off. We want to hear what you have to say. Okay. Vinny Ben, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. He says, greetings, welcome back. I was waiting for you to cover this. I know I was in the water. Corey, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I need to feel better because this sucks. MP RS, how you doing? Greetings to you as well. Let's see who else came on here. Channel H Dunbar, how you doing? Says, because she's the one that's going to keep us standing and keep uh the love and also uphold the law and never break her oath to the Constitution nor to the country. When I put that link up there, I want you to click it. Hey, Jason, how you doing? Samuel, see what's going on with you. Arneba, how you doing? Babe, Rax, did I say hello to you if I didn't already? How you doing? Warren, how are you? Holland, yeah, it's going to be a great show. I hope you're doing well. Beverly White, how are you? Malefactor, let's see. Blacklight, Monet, what's going on with you? Kathy, Trish, how are you? Oh, y'all just coming on in here. LeBron will never be as great as Jordan. How you doing? Lawrence, thank you for becoming a new member. Love and appreciate you for that. Who else I got on here? Rain, how are you? No reparation, no vote. OWU, how are you? Whew. And I think I got all of y'all so far. For those of y'all that's going to come in here after we're talking, it's not that I'm ignoring you. Hey, Tracy, it's just that I got to pay attention when people click the link and all of that. But Donovan, how are you?
Well, 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 you're going to take a little bit of time off. And so everybody doesn't know what's going on in the world. I happen to know from a good source that when they found out you were going on vacation, they said, let's wait. Let's don't drop this news until she's in the ocean and far away. And that's when they dropped the news. That's when Biden was like, hey, I'm giving it up. We don't want her to, blast this all over the internet. But hey, you guys, welcome back to the Demetra K Show. We did really miss you guys. It seems like it's been a very, very long time since we've been on this channel. I want to preface real quick what Demetra said. If those of you guys that have been longtime followers of ours, you guys already know we were one of the first new Black media to cover Kamala when she initially ran for president, and we put all these things out. And what we're not going to do is rehash stuff that's already out there that we've already told you. You want to know why? Kamala is still the same candidate. So the information is out there. There's nothing new to rehash. For the last 3 years, Kamala has basically been disappeared. She only comes out, when they want to roll her out, whatever, but she's been keeping a low profile and all that other stuff. It's really nothing new to tell her. But this show is going to be very, very important because, as you guys know, Kamala is running for president. And what it is this time is we want to know why we should vote for Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party. And just before the show, Demetra and I were talking about this, and I want you guys to think about this. In the last administration under Joe Biden, the Asians got a bill, LGBT got a bill, the Hispanics, the illegals, the Ukrainians, the Afghans, everybody in the world got something. What is the excuse if Kamala gets elected that Black people don't get anything? Everybody else has got served. Now it's our turn to get served. But we want to know why we should vote for more of nothing. Because here's my question to you guys. What has Kamala Harris promised you as a Black person that she's going to do if she is elected? What is the Democratic platform? So I want you guys to keep that in mind when you guys are talking to people or, and getting out there doing whatever. I'm sorry, the scare tactics of Trump and all this other stuff, that's not going to work. It's just not going to work. But do us a favor. At the bottom of the screen there, you have a scrolling banner. It has Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all of these applications that if you so do desire, wish to donate, that's a way you can donate and help the show keep going. And it also motivates the content creator to keep making these great videos. Also, don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. There is some serious stuff going on in the African diaspora around the world. Guess what, you guys? Niger just kicked out Germany and told them to get their troops up out of there. So a lot of stuff is going on, South Africa and all these other places. So that's pretty much how I keep abreast of what's going on in the African diaspora, because parallel to what happens over there is actually what happens over here. So do us a favor, go over there, join, download, become a member. And I don't know if this is official yet. I was watching Brother Phil Scott the other day, and he might even be doing a discount in regards to a summer membership drive. So it might be 50% off or something like that. I'm not exactly sure if you know what it's going to be, but that's something to look out for too. So if you're interested in becoming a subscription member, look out for a possible discount membership drive period where the cost of it might be half or 20% off, 30% off, whatever he's going to do. And you could do it that way. So that's something you guys can do. But Cherie Peoples, we interviewed her on the War Zone many years ago. Well, not many years ago, about 4 years ago, on the great War Zone with the great Gary Monroe, the late great Gary Monroe. And again, when all this stuff kicked off, Demetra was at sea. Cherie emails me and she says, people are reaching out to me for my story, whatever the deal is. And I told her I would recast our initial interview with her. And you guys are going to hear a really traumatic story. And for those of you guys that actually believe that this woman is good for Black people, my one question is, please show me in Kamala's history of doing what she does, because she used that thing to get where she's at. Let's not be unreal about that. I'm not mad at her for doing it, because some of y'all giving it up for free and not getting anywhere. In her years of doing anything for in her politics, please show me where she's done anything positive for Black people. Keep in mind a young lady named Maitrice Richardson. So let's get into it.
Yes, indeed. So is anybody wanting to come up here before I bring up my first guest? Is anybody want to click the link? Now, I'm only asking for people to come up here to tell us why we should vote for Kamala. Everybody else, not right at this moment, but right now, I just want to hear from people who want us to vote for Kamala. Corley, should I bring you up now? Okay, so I'm going to bring her up. Then I'm going to put the link up in here. And then those of y'all who want to tell us why we should vote for Kamala, click the link. Nobody else. Hey, sis.
Hi, y'all.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I cannot complain. I'm sick, but you know what's new.
I can't tell. You got a glow, boo. You got a glow.
That's called a tan, but I'm down bad. I really am.
Hey,
so, so you got a story to tell us.
So, for all of you guys who say that, she's this wonderful person, I have a son, and I think I've told this story before, that is sitting in prison from the age of 19 years old. He is now 31. Matter of fact, he'll be 31 September the 2nd. Drug charges. Okay. There are more people, and I won't just say my son, there are more people of color, brown and Black people, that are sitting in prison with life sentences behind $20, $30 bags of weed, okay, which is now legal to sell in the state of California. Okay. Kamala, Joe Biden, all of them have put these laws in place to keep people in prison. My son went to jail in 2012. His deal was 22 years. That was a deal for marijuana that they never found. And his charges are robbery of a dispensary deliverer, okay, which was illegal in the in the city of Lancaster and Palmdale, and this is where these so-called crimes and robberies took place. Okay, they never found marijuana. One of the victims stated it wasn't even my son. The gun that they say my son used was in the possession of the owner. Okay. They never found a stitch, not even a joint, what they call them, a roach. They didn't even find a roach. Nothing in his possession ever. They never found anything. 27 years to life. First offense, never been in trouble. And they railroaded him. He is not the only one. So if you guys sit here and say, oh, Chucks and Pearls, I don't care if that wench crip walk down Long Beach Boulevard. Okay? Would never. Not only that, there was a guy, I don't even remember his name, Innocent. How do you hide information to keep innocent people sitting in prison so that you can get free labor?
Yeah, that was True Love. He won a $13.2 million judgment from the taxpayer. Yeah, True Love.
Ridiculous. And this is who y'all want. And you trust her? You trust her to do what? I just want to know what you trust her to do. She is the same person. She is never going to change. She ain't changed. So what is she going to do for you if you did put her in office? And I can tell you this because I told Gary and all of them when we even had Cherie that's coming up. She ain't nobody going in office. We all know that Donald Trump is going back in there. Why for? I don't know. Because I feel like this at the end of the day, if convicted felons cannot vote, how in the hell can you run for presidency? I need y'all to make this make sense.
And you know what? I'm glad that you brought up Trump because, of course, this is my girl, so we talk all the time. But, people think because you don't want to vote for Kamala, or let's even say it was Biden back then, oh, well, you must be supporting Trump. And it's like, well, how did you get that? Did I tell you I was doing that? And so I'm glad that you said you don't understand how Trump is, able to run or whatever, this, that, and the other. Basically saying you don't support him either. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't tell. And I told you, I'm the one to tell the court that, hey, you need to get out there and tell your story. You need to tell the story about your baby. How long has it been in now? Over 10 years now?
I want to say this 2012. This is the 12th year.
Yeah, so 12 years. 12 years at 19 years old, 27 to life, and the plea deal was 22 to life. What kind of plea deal is that? What kind of
and this is the thing that gets me. One of the victims said it wasn't even him. Up under oath on the witness stand. Okay. So people say, oh, well, how do you get convicted? There were no bullets. There were no ballistics. Nothing. The gun was not even in the possession of my son at the time of the robbery. I got the police report. That's the crazy part. I'm the one that read it and found it. So I'm saying, what is it that you put in front of the jury? Because this police report here states that gun was in the possession of the owner at the time of the robbery. And you also having a victim say, hey, this wasn't him. You had 3 other victims saying we can't even identify them because all we saw were their eyes.
And I think what people also need to understand is, well, how is this Kamala's, on Kamala? Well, she was the attorney general at the time. And
yes.
when it's a crime being, tried per se, it's the state versus the person. So who represents the state? It's the attorney general.
Absolutely.
So she decided her office, she's at the helm of that office, whether she, was there when they was talking about that, that is her office. She mans that ship. They decided to give Corliss's son a choice between 22 to life if he took a plea deal, and if he was found guilty, he's getting 27 to life, which is what he is currently serving as we speak. A 27 to life, never been in trouble before. So this is why I want some of y'all to click the link, because you know what? I'm going to keep it real honest with y'all. I think it was divinely done that I was on that cruise ship. Because when I first heard about this, I was like, oh my God, I got a whole nother week out here. But then I was like, nah, I don't go to church. But the Bible says, never be anxious for anything. And so it gave me some time to really compose myself. Because hearing Corliss's story really makes me mad to the point of wanting to cry. But what also makes me mad is a lot of you, not y'all, but them over there. Y'all running around here clicking chucks and pearls together, talking about we need to vote for her, this, that, and the other, because she this, that, and the other. But y'all don't care about people like Corliss. A lot of y'all, men and women, y'all run around here talking about, oh, she a black woman, we need to stand behind a black woman. What about that so-called black woman not standing behind these black women that she kicking at the tailbone, and they having an answer for this? Corliss every day has to think about and wake up and go to bed knowing that her baby is doing a 27-year-to-life bid because of an overzealous attorney general that y'all want to put at the highest office of the land, and then y'all telling everybody else, shut up, be quiet, you hate, you a crab, and all this other stuff. But yet Corliss ain't supposed to feel no type of way about it. Is she supposed to vote blue no matter who? Is she supposed to Watusi herself to the poll and vote for Kamala because she better than Trump? Is that what she's supposed to do? Sheree, if you in there, I want you to click the link. I want you to come up here too, so people can hear your story. And I have not forgot about you guys in the comment section, but I really, really want to pay attention. And then as soon as Sheree comes up and she tells her story, I am going to put the link up for those of y'all who still want to run around guilting people into voting for Kamala. Now let's use some logic here. Not voting for Kamala does not equal wanting to vote for Trump. I just feel like I need to say that because some people out there ain't wrapped too tight. I'm gonna try to really be nice today, but I don't know how. I ain't took no NyQuil or nothing, so I'm gonna probably be unhinged. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. All right. So hello to everybody that's come on here. Ragnar KP is what I see so far. Black Aviator, how you doing? Miss Peebles.
Hey,
How you doing?
how you guys doing?
Doing well.
It's been a while. It's been a while. I miss you guys.
It's been a while. So for those of y'all who are not familiar with Miss Peebles, Sheree Peebles to be exact, she is, I'm going to call her, and not that I think this, but she's a nobody. You know why she's a nobody? Because Kamala was saying, nobody got hurt and nobody went to jail. So you can see that she's definitely not a nobody, right? So, Miss Peoples, please tell the people your story.
Well, my name is Sheree Peoples. It looks like Cherie, but it's actually Sheree. And I want to start off to say that my daughter, on the reason on why I went through this whole truancy thing, you have to have a child that's in school. It's a criminal offense in the state of California for your child to miss 10% of the school time. It is a criminal offense, especially for elementary school age children. So if your child is in elementary school and they miss 10% of the school time, unexcused absences, and tardies are looked at too. So if you have so many tardies, it's also looked at as a absence. You can be subject to criminal charges. They looked at it as parental neglect of educational for their learning. So you're neglecting your child for their educational purposes is what I got arrested under. So they said they felt like I was neglecting her, but they failed to disclose the fact that my daughter has sickle cell anemia. Nowhere at all in any of the records when they came to arrest me stated that my daughter has sickle cell anemia, that she was diagnosed since birth. Not only am I somebody, but my daughter is somebody too, because we both went through this, not just her, not just me, but my newborn son too. My son was only 3 months old when I got that knock on the door. Early one morning, the sun was beaming in my face. It was shining so bright, I can barely see the officer that was standing at my door saying, "Oh, Miss Peoples, we have a warrant for your arrest." And I'm looking at him like with the sun in my face, like, "What you mean you have a warrant?" And he says, "Yes, Miss Peoples, I was here the day that we came and did they did an interview. They did an investigation. That's what they called it. They did an investigation. They came to my home. They were asking me a series of questions while I was in the process of asking for an IEP and trying to advocate for service. I get this investigator to my door. So I'm thinking that they're here to help me with my daughter, figure out what's going on, why I'm getting all these letters, because I was actively engaged with this district prior to my arrest. My arrest happened in April. I was engaged with the district from before the first day of school. I was engaged with this district. They knew Shayla had sickle cell. They knew that she had a 504 plan. I was fighting the district to overturn her absences. When they arrested me here on April 19th, they only said I had 20 absences, unexcused. Technically, before I challenged the board, she had 60 absences that was documented that I was able to overturn. The other 20 was because it was called doing the exchange. That means the doctor exchange. When you call a doctor number and you say, hey, I'm sick, doctor, what do I do? The after hours care, not doing the regular 9 to 5, is what they were challenging the court about, because those documents didn't show in the actual medical system because it was an exchange call. It was different. It was on a whole different system. So they looked at those absences as unexcused. So me thinking that
And let
I
me ask
was,
you this real quick, because on the article it says keeping kids in school out of gangs. Was your daughter a gang member?
no, they were looking at the parent. So the parent was the ultimate responsible person. So they were triggering me for her wanting to be a part of gangs. So her being home from school is the pathway to gangs. So that is how they're wording it. So they're going to give you probation officers. They're going to give you, when you have your SART meeting, when you're having truancy issues and they're giving you these letters, you're supposed to attend a SARB review board. That's what you're supposed to do first. Okay. When you do the SARB review board, you're meeting at the police station. You're not meeting at no schoolhouse. You're going down to the police station. You're in front of police officers. You're in front of probation officers. That's what I was confronted with. They wanted to mandate me to bring my sick child to the police station. And I told them, and this was after my arrest that I went to the SART meeting. I told them, no, I'm not about to put her emotionally stressed to cause her to be more stressed. And that's the part of the reason why she had her stroke while I was going to court for my truancy charges.
So, with all of that, y'all saw she was perp walked early in the morning. Like she said, it was unbeknownst to her. In fact, Sheree and I have talked, numerous of occasions. You said when they picked you up, they didn't even have your warrant. They couldn't even
They
process you
didn't have
because
the
they didn't
warrant
have
on
the warrant.
hand. No, and I noticed that when the officer came to the door, he had a whole bunch of papers in his hand and he was shuffling, but it was two officers. So if you look at the picture, you will see two officers there, right? So one officer was in front and it was one behind him. And as he was shuffling the papers, he was like, "Oh, you're arrested for," and he paused. And he was like, truancy. And I'm like, truancy? So as I'm going through the state of shock, responding to him, he's still looking through his paperwork. So I'm like, what is he like? What do you mean truancy? And then he responded, I was there when we came and did the investigation. Because what I was getting to when they did the investigation, after I didn't talk, like I'm talking to you, I'm very open. I have nothing to hide. That's one thing about me. Very open. But they gave me their business card at the end of it, because again, I'm associating school, not police. I'm not thinking police and school together, right? I'm not thinking, I'm self-incriminalizing myself doing this investigation, when in my mind I'm thinking, oh, they're here to help me get this 504 that I'm working hard for. They're here to help me prove what's going on with this school. Like, I know something not right, like in my mind. So when he left and gave me his business card and it had the police on there and he was a detective or whatever it was, I immediately asked him if I need an attorney. And he looked at me and he said, "No, Miss Peoples, you don't need an attorney. Everything will be fine." That's what he said to me. And I should have known then. But because I don't deal with the criminal justice system, like I stay away from the criminal justice system. I'll probably been for a ticket. I'll go to ticket traffic court. But the criminal justice system is something I don't participate in. I haven't visited nobody in jail. I haven't sit and watched nobody courtroom just to be sitting there being nosy because I know somebody going through this case, that case. My daughter was too sick for that. I didn't have time to be sitting in somebody's courtroom because I got a homeboy that's fighting murder and I need to sit there and be with him. That was not my life. I didn't have a life of that. When I had my child, I had a life of hospitals, life of doctors. She had penicillin that needed to be given every day for the first 5 years of her life. And you know, penicillin do not last long. It's only good for 14 days. Technically for me, 12 to 13, because I needed to get a refill before that first 14th day. So I was very, very focused. I was driven to be self-sufficient. That has always been my goal.
So
Ever
let me
since I had my daughter and I had a way to be in Orange County because I'm from LA, I'm from Watts. Compton, borderline Compton Watts is Willowbrook. If you know, you know. If you don't, Google us because Willowbrook is on the map. We got the only historical Black hospital, medical center, Martin Luther King in Willowbrook. So
So
that's my
and
home.
speaking of which, what is it that you were trying to do as a career?
I was pursuing nursing and I wanted to be a doctor, a pediatrician. That's always been my goal. Again, like I said, I stayed down the street from Martin Luther King Hospital all my life. I wanted to go to King Drew Medical Magnet, which was right down the street from my house. I actually got accepted to Bravo Medical Magnet School. So medical has always been my life. I chose
Can you
not
do
to
that?
go.
Can you do that now?
No, I don't. I can't.
Why not?
No, because it has, with going through what I went through and dealing with the bureaucracy of what I went through. mm, no.
You have to. So let's say she was not convicted per se, right? But for anybody who's ever been arrested, you know that there's a lot of applications and procedures and things that'll say, what? Have you ever been arrested? So with that, do you find yourself often having to say, yes, I've been arrested?
Yes. Yep.
And
And that's the hard
how is that?
part because
Mhm.
going through applications, even right now, I was going through a fingerprinting certification, and that was very triggering. I really have to mark yes, and I'm like, that's and it's not even just with that, even with dealing with the schools. I have an 11-year-old. My son was 3 months old, and I still have to do IEP meetings with him, and it's difficult
So
because
they
that's
just
all that
basically,
plays in the back of my mind.
so they just basically just wrapped you up into the system forever.
Forever.
And not
Well,
just into the system, but also I lost a lot of time that I will never get back. I won't get time back with my son. I won't get none of that back. And the emotional impact that it had on me to this day is unbelievable.
right.
Like this, just in general, in retrospect, of them saying and criminalizing me. My daughter missed another 200. She was spent 200 days in the hospital during COVID. So that will give you an indication on how sick she
She is,
actually
right?
is.
Well, let me. I got a question for you, but I want to go back to Corliss real quick. Corliss, your son is currently incarcerated, and I believe there is a program that it's in California. Well, but better yet, Corliss, you know better than me about that stuff. But let me ask you this: in the aspect of what your son has went through with these prosecutors, he was offered a raw deal, and we know, and I'm going to preference this for you guys out there. Kamala Harris is going to run a strategy to run for president as a prosecutor versus a felon. Now, if you know this woman's record, Corliss, in your opinion, even though you know your experience with this, with what we know as Black people in general, how prosecutors are, would you say that this is a good strategy to run if you're if you were advising Kamala Harris?
No, because I'll say this. They're all felons. They just ain't got caught. I mean, we're gonna keep it a buck. They all felons. They all doing crooked stuff. They all shady. They all dirty. They all money washing, laundering money. They do all kind of stuff. They selling kids. They screwing kids. They what they ain't doing.
Right. So
The only difference is they ain't never got caught. She
right.
ain't no better than Trump.
So let me ask you this: as we know, she was found guilty by a judge for hiding and hiding evidence and doing all that to that young man. Has anybody ever wondered why prosecutors are not tried for a crime? Wouldn't that be a crime when you have an innocent man that is sitting on death row? What kind of person would be willing to let a man possibly be executed just to pad their resume? And my question is, why wasn't she charged with some sort of crime?
Because they always can get away with everything. And I'll say this, even in my son's case, right? They interviewed my son a second time. Okay. This was up for his appeal. Every time my son goes to court, I'm sitting right there. Trial, I sat there 30 days. Okay. And I watched these people. I watched their body language. I watched their demeanor. I watched them contradict themselves. I watched them eyeball each other on what to say, what not to say. And the judge asked them in the appeal, what happened to the recording or the video of the interview? All three deputies said, oh, well, we didn't think we needed it. Since when the hell you didn't need it? Because my son asked for an attorney. And their exact words were, fuck you. We ain't doing shit. These are kids we talking about. 19 years old, he's still a kid. My son was still in high school. With an IEP. Not because he was just some wild bad kid. I have 7 kids. All of them graduated from high school. Okay. 2 of them are in college. 1 of them has a degree. The other one is going back now for her RN. So these ain't kids that was out here gang banging, slanging dope. They didn't grow up around that.
But that's the narrative. That's the narrative that they painted, though. That's why I asked Ray, was your daughter headed to some gangs? Was she who banging? But that's how they painted it, though.
Now I have a follow-up for Cherie. Now, Cherie, in your case, when you were arrested, you were actually put in handcuffs, perp walked. Now, at this time, Kamala Harris is the district attorney of San Francisco, or was she the district attorney of California?
California, I believe. She's the attorney. So by now, the initiative came out. So she did a whole background initiative, I want to say about 2011. My arrest happened in 2013.
Right. So at this time,
I want to say she was attorney general by that time.
She's the attorney general. Okay, because with your case,
she had an initiative in San Francisco before it turned statewide.
Right. Okay. So my question is this, and for you guys that understand how attorney general works of a state, they are the top cop of a whole state. That means they're in charge of all of these offices on the civil state level. They got a lot of stuff, right? Did Kamala Harris happen to turn up for you when you were in court?
No.
Personally?
Didn't nobody turn up. So this is the funny thing when it comes to my court. I was set for trial for 2.5 years. So I wasn't in preliminary. It said trial for 2.5 years. And they kept switching the attorneys on my case. So after, I want to say it wasn't until COVID somebody told me I needed to pull the records from my case. And I thought because it was so long, it would be pages of stuff. No, it wasn't, because everything was done behind chambers. So therefore it was off record. But
Right. Because why I'm bringing her up is I remember a specific clip when you had been arrested. She was in the vicinity and did some kind of interview in regards to
okay,
your.
so if that was her, I probably
Mhm.
didn't know it was because it was so many people
Right.
there at my arrest in black suits, and it wasn't just police officers. That's
Right.
what I do know. There
Okay.
was CPS workers there. I couldn't tell who was who because I was in the police car watching it from a distance while I was having an anxiety attack because the windows was rolled up. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. I'm going to
there,
look that up because I specifically remember that's how I really got on to who you were because,
I,
politicians where the lights and the cameras are, or this is my initiative. I'm going to lock this person up. I remember
but
her
it
specifically.
could have been the district attorney of Orange County because he was up for reelection too. All
No,
of
no.
this was reelection
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. It was election stuff. But I remember Kamala commenting on your particular case, in general to what was going on with you. So again, everybody out there, please tell us. These are some real stories here. Kamala outright looked at the camera, told you she was nothing's wrong with Joe Biden. I was in the situation room with him. He's cognizant. He knows what's happening. Don't worry about Joe Biden, right? Lied to our face. She told us Californians straight out in our faces, nobody has been arrested under this truancy. And we have a lady right here that refutes that.
So let me jump in here because I want to move this along. We got Van on here. He's going to defend Kamala as to he's on his moniker. He says Kamala for president. So thank you for being here. But really quickly, Sheree, can you answer this? Ragnar, how you doing? By the way, says please ask her where were the school district representatives after the police got involved.
Nowhere because they're not involved after that. They submit all the documents to the DA, and from there, the DA go ahead and prosecute. They don't have no involvement. So I was dealing with the educational system at the same time as I was dealing with the criminal justice system at the same time as I was dealing with the medical system. I was dealing with the social services agency all at the same time. So I had multiple agencies that I had to work through and with at simultaneously.
Got you. All right. So, Mr. Van, how are you today?
Hi, Demetra. How you doing today?
No complaints. So, what you
Doing
got?
wonderful. Just wanted to say you look beautifully melanated
Oh, thank you.
African goddess today.
Don't try to butter me up.
Hey, hey, you got your big brother Donovan in there. I gotta lay it on thick though.
Oh no, my brother. No, my brother. She's on her own.
No, hey, just kidding. Hey, I do really think you're a beautifully melanated black sister though.
Thank you.
Hey, Donovan, you're a cool brother. I like your opinions on things. You're a straight shooter. You don't sugarcoat it. You say your opinion without being offensive and so on. I know in the comment sections I might sound kind of argumentative, but I'm not. Here's my thing with Kamala, and to these beautiful sisters, I've heard your stories before. I believe on Demetra's channel. Uh, I know people have issues. I'm not a Californian, if that's how you say that. I'm not a Californian, but I understand like people that have relatives or have been in the system themselves under uh, VP Harris' tenure as California AG might have some serious issues voting for and wouldn't vote for it at all. I get that. And I would probably, if I had issues personally with someone that, and my personal feelings can transcend, my feelings of whether I want or voting for her, I'd do the same thing. But my thing is this with Kamala. I'm not trying to tell anyone who to vote for. If she's not your candidate, by all means, don't vote for her. But my thing is this: why? And I'm not saying y'all are necessarily doing that, especially to these beautiful sisters sharing their story. I'm just saying, why encourage and put out videos to encourage people not? I mean, even if that's not the implied, and it's implied, like don't vote for Kamala because some other people had issues with her. That's just like me saying, don't vote for so and so because I personally had a situation. I can't do that. They could have me, whether it's on a personal one-on-one interaction, whether it's workplace, local politics, or uh, national politics, such as this is. why I mean, yeah, I would do it, out of emotions or whatever you want to put it, but why discourage other people from not voting for it if they didn't have an issue with it? I truly hope these sisters get justice for their families. And here's my thing with the attorney AG thing. I'm no legal expert or have no inside knowledge of how those situations played out and what exact knowledge Kamala Harris had in those situations. But yes, she was the AG. But
Oh, let me, if you
the,
don't mind, let me.
go,
I'm gonna have to play some double dutch here. And I
okay,
haven't done that in years.
okay.
So if you don't mind me asking, what are what's your number two reasons as to why not to vote for Trump?
Why not to vote for Trump?
Well,
First of
because
all,
I'm saying because obviously he's on a Republican ticket, right? And then Kamala
right.
seemingly is on a Democrat. So what are your reasons, if you don't mind giving me two as to why not to vote for why you're not voting for Trump?
Why I'm not voting for Trump? uh, brace yourself. Okay, just keeping it real. I'm not voting for Trump because he hasn't put forth any trans legislation to support transgender. I know I don't look like it because the way I'm presenting, but I am a straight man transitioning to a trans female.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna put that out there. Trump, when he ran in 2000, was it 12? He put out a statement on the campaign trail when the Caitlyn Jenner thing was like 2 or 3 years, going viral or whatever. He said, "Oh well, Caitlyn Jenner can use any bathroom in any business that I own." But when he got in office, he put a racist attorney general from Alabama, Jeff Sessions, who back in the Reagan era, you can pull up on YouTube where he tried to prosecute a black couple for something like registering, saying they were fraudulently registering black voters who weren't entitled to vote. Look it up. Back in the 1980s, this is the man Trump supported for attorney general. And as soon as Jeff Sessions got in office, he went before the Supreme Court to take civil rights against the LGBTQ. So that's one of the reasons I'm not voting for Trump. He says, and that's what definition of a fascist. You say one thing and you do the total opposite. That's the layman's definition of what a fascist is.
Well,
Um,
and you know what? And though your reason, especially your number one reason, first of all, I want to say it's very courageous and brave of you, to admit your truth. That is your truth. But I would say that those reasons suit you,
Well,
right?
here's another one. You asked me for two, Dimitri, if I could
Sure.
just interject. You asked me
Uh-huh.
for two. I'm black first, even though a lot of black people are anti-LGBTQ, anti-trans. They got this whole thing with, no, I'm not trolling, to answer somebody in the chat. Why everybody think I'm trolling just when I say what I say? And
Yeah.
it's crazy. I'm not trolling, okay? Look at I've done full videos on other people's channels, but I'm not going to mention their channels here. But second of all, I'm black first. So even though black is one of the most anti-LGBTQ groups, but they try to shame LGBTQ people saying, oh, well, you all put your gender identity or sexual orientation first and you should put their race first. But do you think they do put their race first, but they're more like these ladies, they personalize their reasons for putting their race or whatever for because of their personal situations of what happened to their, sons or themselves. So for them to, for like that's why I support LGBTQ first, or what I'll say even within that is discrimination. That LGBT umbrella, that's more gay men and gay women. I'm a straight man transitioning, so I didn't identify as gay before transition. I'm a straight man transitioning, so I identify more with trans. Maybe some trans that started out as gay men and women first identify more with that LGBTQ umbrella, but I don't. I push trans issues only. It has nothing to do with sexual orientation. My sexual orientation hasn't changed. I still have the same orientation as a straight man, just changing my gender identity. And it's not about gender identity, but two
Well,
reasons I put.
you ain't you listen. One thing you ain't got to do is explain none of that to us. I will say
Right.
this because I want to bring other people up, and Corliss, I'll give it to you in just a second. But see, you have a good reason to vote for her, right? You're getting something out of
Right, exactly. Right, exactly.
as far as black people, because let's keep it a buck. Black people are always shamed into voting for more of nothing, right? We're supposed to just vote Democrats because we're black.
Well,
Well, Kamala You know, we know that she is LGBTQ, that she's very friendly on that, right? So you're going to be getting something out of having her in
Right.
office.
Exactly.
Kamala has not said what she was doing for Black people.
Right. And
We've
right.
heard her say she wasn't going to do anything specifically for Black people.
Okay.
This
But
time
my
around,
thing,
we haven't heard her say she was doing anything.
okay, my thing about that is too, Black people unanimously voted Obama in for 2 terms, 8 years, and the only thing required of him was, oh well, he's Black. We're finally accepted by the
Well,
white
guess
people.
what?
He's Black.
We learned our
Why
lesson.
put that pressure on Kamala and Joe
Well,
Biden and everybody else if you didn't require that of Obama? He
well,
just had to be Black, and everybody was satisfied. And y'all
can you hear
voted
me?
him in twice. So
Can you hear me? Yeah,
yeah.
because we learned our lesson. We learned our lesson with Obama. So, Carlos, what question do you have? And then I'm gonna let Van go, and I want somebody else to come up here that's gonna defend Kamala.
I want him to say what his first reason was again.
My first reason is that, Demetra asked me why I wasn't, 2 reasons why I wasn't voting for Trump. I would say he's anti-LGBTQ, or well, I'll say anti-trans, and the second reason is I don't think I clearly defined. The second reason is Trump don't support reparations for Black, and the Opportunity Zone thing, that was a joke. He had 4 years to award Black people reparations, and he didn't. So, for the Black people that want to vote for Trump, go right ahead. I ain't trying to tell nobody who they should vote for. I have my reasons, but Trump is not going to give Black people reparations. These people will do something worse than January 6th if he do. I mean, he's not going to do that anyway. I put him in the same category as, Alabama Governor George Wallace back in the day. I know people personally that work for him. They ask him, Mr. Wallace, and I'll end with it. They said, Mr. Wallace, why don't you like my people? Speaking of Black people, he looked at them and said, sweetheart, I have nothing against Blacks. I have a lot of colors. I have a lot of colors working for me. I do it because the people want me to do it. So Trump is the same way. Yes, I hear a lot of Black men say, oh, well, he gave Black men loans and they didn't have to pay it back in the day. Black men still talking about what a white man gave them that they didn't have to pay back.
So let me jump on in here. But I thank you, Van, for coming up here and giving us your reasons as to why you want Kamala opposed to that of Trump. So I'm going to go ahead and drop you back down in the comment section. Allow somebody else to come up. Thank you once again for coming on here.
Support trans rights. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So let me just say this to him, because I wasn't going to say it before you made him disappear.
Oh, he was still here.
This is not just personal for my son. Okay. This is for people of color that are sitting in prison while these good white folks up here making all these millions and billions of dollars off of marijuana. Okay. There are people, and I call it double dipping because that's what it is. You have them making money off of the prison system for Black and brown people that are sitting in prison for a $20, $30, $100 bag of weed, right? And we talking about life sentences. We ain't talking about no little slap on the wrist. So it's not just personal to me, because what it's made me do now with my son in prison is made me get in groups where we create laws and we go to these Senate floors and we speak up for people, not just my son, because he's not just the only person in there. There are millions, thousands of people that sit in prisons in the state of California for minute crimes, right? That they should not be sitting in prison behind, when you have all these people over here making all this money. Because before you pass the laws to make the money, and still too, a lot of people don't even know that in certain cities in the state of California, it's still not legal to sell marijuana. So that's what you need to know too. This is not personal, baby. This is business. And sometimes things happen to people and to their family members so that they can wake up and they can get on these Senate floors and they can speak up for other people that don't have voices.
Right. And I just want to add real quick that Joe Biden came into office with the House, the Senate, and he was the president, and he didn't do anything for Black people. He did it for everybody else. Same thing with Obama. As a matter of fact, Obama had a super majority in the Senate, didn't do anything for Black people. So again, Trump came in and he didn't have the House. So I'm not making excuses for Trump, but I'm just trying to talk political to you guys to understand the difference of why he couldn't do certain things. I don't know if Trump would have done it or not, but the fact of the matter is when Trump got elected, he did not have the House. Without the House, none of his agenda would pass. So.
All right.
And
So, go ahead.
I just wanted to also reply to the other guest that was on the show, supporting Kamala. Of course, we be happy that we have a Black American, African American lady, whatever you want to call her, heading that way. But the fact of the matter is, she is a prosecutor, and we need to understand her positions prior to her coming into office to understand what type of policies that she's going to help move forward being president of the United States. So understand that a lot of this is something that's going to follow her because she's going to be the president, which is prosecutor. So in her brain, because she was prosecutor first, it's always going to be prosecution first, then president.
I want to
Absolutely.
ask them this.
Sure.
What has any president done for any of us? Any of them. What has any president done for any of us? This is the other thing. I don't know if y'all didn't take government or something. You can go vote till Jesus come back. Them electoral votes is what's gonna get that president in. Yeah, everybody can go out and push whatever. It's another black man in there. Somebody tell me his name. That's on the roster for president. But y'all ain't looked at him, ain't thought about him. It's two people. That's it, and that's all. And they ain't gonna do nothing. The same thing they do. They come in to the black churches and oh, honey, I'm gonna do this, and we gonna tap dance and shout and lock arms and hallelujah and swing and jig and jive. And guess what? You ain't gonna see them Negroes no more, just like Kamala did last time with her chucks and pearls. I wouldn't put my dead grandmama pearls on for her.
Well, we all know that she said that her and her family, they used to clean the greens in the tub. How disgusting.
That's because the first thing she said is she ain't black. So you already know if you ain't black and you cleaning greens in a tub, you like that white woman over there talking about you cook a neck bone for 30 minutes and then put some greens and some whatever it is she was over there. Baby, look here. She was not invited to the cookout. She was invited to the AKA whatever it is they be over there doing
I know
with
them
them
were neck
pearls
bones.
and foolishness.
Right.
Neck
Hey, you guys,
bones.
if you're going to defend Kamala Harris, please click the link and come on. But let me ask you, Cherie, and you, Corliss, real quick. Do you guys, looking at everything that's out there, the information that's out there that we have so far with all the excitement, do you guys actually think Kamala Harris will win the presidency? Now, I want to preface it before this. Joe Biden barely won against Trump with the 90+% black vote. They've lost over 25% of the black vote since Biden has taken office. Do you guys think that they are going to, that Kamala Harris is going to win?
No. I don't think she's going to win. I don't think she's not going to win.
Now,
He
let me
has
ask
a
you
lot of
this.
power right now. He has a lot of momentum.
Right.
It's a lot going on for, Trump right now. So, because again, I think because we didn't vote for her, people got to understand she slid in.
Mm-hmm.
She did not. It just
watch
like
those words. Watch those words, because watch those words. She slid in. We know Kamala has a history of. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Well, we did not vote for her to be in this where she's at now. Not even for VP. We didn't even vote for her during the election in 2019. She actually dropped out. So if you really pay attention, we don't even know what she is about. We don't know what kind of policies that she wants to, what she stands for. What is her foundation? She, we have something with Trump. He was already president before. So he has more grounds than what Kamala does, when it comes to even the experience on that side, even though she's VP, but that's not presidency. It's something totally different. So I don't believe that she will become president.
We know where she was before she was sliding. Good and wet.
Y'all
You know,
better knock it off.
no,
You
no, and
better.
don't get me wrong. And don't get me wrong. I can't blame a person for using what they got to get what they want. I mean, there's a lot of women out there that are doing it for $3 on OnlyFans. Whatever the deal is. So you can't hate her for that.
No, I
David,
don't hate her for that. I mean, you got to do what you got to do in order to find your way in and get. But that's just been the case. Even with the truancy law, it wasn't a people's law. It was a law that she got supporters with. A law, it's something that she did an initiative for, got supporters with, and pushed to Governor Schwarzenegger. So at the end of the day, it wasn't like somebody was out in the parking lot at Walmart getting you to sign a proposition for this to be on the ballot. That wasn't what it was. So didn't know unless you went inside the California state legislature to see what the new laws are going to be for the year, you wouldn't have known that truancy was a thing.
So, all right, I got my good friend David on here, and I'm waiting for you, Kamala defenders. Y'all had your capes tied real tight around your neck. Y'all was trying to get off the ground, defending her, calling, especially me. I know the rest of y'all probably got it too. Y'all call me everything but a child of God. I was everything. I'm like, wow, tell me how you really feel. Some of these people, I didn't even know they were still friends with me. I had one lady come out the woodworks. I'm like, Miss Jackson, you still with us? I didn't know. So where y'all at? I'm Bree. How you doing, Bree Martinez? Said this is my first time hearing about truancy law. Come on, click the link, sis. You was running up and down in my comments too. You defended Kamala and stuff. Come on, click the link. And whoever else, say David, what's going on with you?
Oh, give thanks. You know what I'm saying? Blessings. You know what I'm saying? Peace to everybody. It's all love. I wanted to come on here because, I did world's debate. So I had to go around the country, and then I won a scholarship to go around the world debating and doing mock United Nations. So what I did when I seen you was doing this, I pulled some research and I found a couple of things that they plan on doing that justifies that Black Americans could support her. But I want everyone that's watching to know that this is not my actual, but this is what you do in debate. You debate things you don't actually believe in when you do world's professional debate. So because I did world's debate, I always had to debate points and laws that I didn't actually favor or believe in. And so I do not believe in what I'm standing for, but it is actually something she and her group claim they're going to do. And they have a history of doing, at least Barack Obama administration did. And, the current president was under that and was part of it. And so when you're ready, I will tell you the two legislations that will directly benefit African Americans that Donald Trump, he rescinded those. As soon as he got in, they were the first things Donald Trump's administration acted on. He rescinded these two legislations of which Barack Obama put in. And they plan on Harris or Biden Harris, she plans on putting them back in. So, and like I said, I'm a political atheist. So I don't support Donald Trump or her, but I just wanted to argue the points.
All right, well, hold that thought. Let me see. GP, you up here defending Kamala? If you ain't up here defending Kamala, then I'm gonna have to bring you on down.
Well, I got a unique perspective on that.
Are you, yes or no, brother? And how you doing, by the way? Are
No,
you defending Kamala?
I wouldn't say defending, but I'll say kind of berating.
I'm gonna have to drop you on down so I can make room for people who are. So come back and see us.
Right.
Maybe I can open it up for people who just want to say something. But right now, I want to hear from the thumb thugs as to why. Not that my friend David is a thumb thug. I'm just saying why they want to defend her. So I'm gonna drop you down and then come back later if we have an opportunity.
All right, y'all have a good one.
You too. I got to keep the lines clear for people who, you know, want to come up here and defend Kamala. So, okay.
Well, wait, Demetra. I'm just totally shocked.
Thank you, Patrick, so much. And everybody else that's donated, everybody else that's come on here. I'm sorry that have not been able to. Mac Evans, Woodfork, come on, click the link, brother. It's on YouTube. You was running to and fro everywhere and here and there. Big up
they scared. They scared.
Yeah, you know,
they would have never made it in debate. They would have never made it in debate.
You know,
because if you're scared to stand for what you believe in, you know what I'm saying? Because you worried about what people feeling about you. You know what I'm saying? They would have never made it in debate. We would have ate their asses up. So if you stand for Kamala Harris, get on here, because I don't. But I still did some research and found 2 legislations that she's supposed to be pushing when she gets in office. Do any of those that support her know any legislations? I do. So why don't y'all quit being scared and get on and say something?
It's on YouTube, Mac. It's on YouTube. Come on over. And Donovan, I don't know if you can put it when you get a chance on Facebook or whatever.
I'll put it on there.
You want to come on here, you'll find it.
On the number one, you guys, the comments are awesome. Your average logical thinker. I put the link up there for you as well. You guys are typing super fast. So, you know, if you guys want Demetra to read your comments, slow down a little bit, you know, take a little time, whatever the deal is.
And hold on, I'm reading them. I just can't respond to them like I used to.
Right.
So y'all forgive me.
But here's the thing. I see a bunch of Kamala supporters in the comments, but nobody's hitting that link. So that basically tells me you really don't support Kamala Harris, because if you did, you would be 10 toes down with whatever it is you believe that people should be supporting her for. Stand up for your candidate. You've got to stand up for your candidate. If you don't, you're just one of those people that play the bandwagon fan person. Like me, I'm a suffering Dallas Cowboy fan. I won't jump to any other team. You're one of those people, oh, I'm a Patriot fan. Now you're a Buck fan. You know, you're really a Tom Brady fan. So, I mean, come on, y'all that support Kamala Harris. Please tell me, because I'm a recovering Democrat, please tell me why I should vote for the Democratic ticket led by Kamala Harris.
This is the crazy thing too. So I know a lot of people are doing it for the colorism, right? I had a couple of people send me black women for Kamala. I said, are y'all fools? She keep telling y'all she ain't black. So why are black women for Kamala when she telling you I ain't y'all? I don't understand that. And this is another thing I don't understand. Why in the world y'all go on people's page? Because my page full of it. She ain't like us, ain't gonna never be us. And one of them is say, fuck them both in 2024. Okay. And if I can get the sign, I put it in my front yard for real. But at the end of the day, if you don't like what people post on their page, don't come on there commenting, because I'm going to clown you. Don't come on my page. I done had to clown some of my friends' mamas. I don't give a damn. I respect my elders. But like I told them, you come on my page playing, I'm going to embarrass you. And I mean it. And I stand 10 toes down. Don't come on my page playing with me, because I have enough common sense, which ain't so common for some of y'all, not to go on other people's page that don't agree with you and post what your beliefs are. Keep scrolling, because you ain't got to believe what I believe. But what you better believe is, even if Snoop gave her his chucks from Long Beach when he was gangbanging, I wouldn't crip walk with him down the street to vote for her and nobody else that ain't finna help us. And that's the truth. And I don't care what color she is.
Right. Now, Cherie, it's a new election cycle. Who do you support, may I ask, or would you support Kamala Harris, or would you suggest anybody else support Kamala Harris or the Democratic ticket in general?
No, I don't support the Democratic. I don't support neither one side. But no, it's just been a lot of lies on the Democratic side. finding out what I know now on who supported the actual legislation that criminalized parents, it's surprisingly everybody that we will go to as Blacks, you know, the NAACP, a lot of the teacher associations, all of these places. Like, you can literally Google it and it will show you the supporters of the truancy criminal bill. So truancy, I get it's a problem with children being in school. We want our children to learn. I get it. I want my daughter to go to the best school, be best educated. Part of the reason why I moved out of LA, so I can have her to have the opportunity. But when you have other issues that align the truancy part and you're criminalizing parents, that's the problem. Let's not criminalize them, but find programs, figure out what's going on, because I thought I was being helped and I basically self-incriminalized myself, not even knowing as a parent. And that wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for help.
All right, so I'm gonna have to put on my hat, y'all. So y'all bear with me. And David, in a minute, I'm gonna ask you for those 2 pieces of legislation. Al, how you doing, by the way? Oh wait, you know what? I muted you. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there you go. Oops, sorry about that, David. Okay, Al, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm assuming you're coming on here to defend Kamala.
Yes, I am. I'm coming on here to defend Kamala. Okay, I just want to lighten up the mood for everyone in the chat and everyone on the show, and give you some information that only one other person on this panel knows about Kamala. One other person. Did you know that Kamala was from Oxford, Mississippi? And let's put this a name to the side.
Okay, hold on 1 second. It is gonna be clean, right? It ain't gonna be nothing.
Yes, very clean. Kamala is from Oxford, Mississippi, and take that city, Oxford, Mississippi, and then attach this name to it, James Arthur Harris. Yes, I've always supported Kamala. When Kamala took on Harley Race back in the 80s, he beat the Von Erichs, he beat the Great Kabuki. Back in 1985 on Mid-South Wrestling, Kamala.
What you tripping? You talk about Kamala, the damn wrestler. Get your ass off of here. Bye.
Kamala, the Ugandan giant. That's right.
I've always wanted to feel like the Sandman. Get your ass off. Like what? All right, now I got my hat on, y'all. Y'all stay with me. Mac and Bree, I done pinned the comments, the link on Facebook. Ain't no excuses talk about I can't find you on YouTube. None of that stuff. I pinned it on Facebook. Mooch, who was Mooch? Let me see your face, Mooch, and let's see here. We'll give you a second. And Panther Strike, thank you so much for the donation. I love it. Appreciate you for that, and everybody else who's donated. Mooch, can you see me? I see you. You got some, you decent? You got some, you ain't gonna show us nothing we ain't trying to see, are you? Hello?
Mac on Facebook.
Hello.
Okay, okay, all right, so, all right. Mooch, how you doing?
Good, and you?
I cannot complain. I'm under the weather, but I'm making it.
No, but this is Mooch Max. This is the dude off of Facebook that you told me to come up.
Mac, got you.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not vote for no Trump. Anybody but Trump.
Okay, defend Kamala though. I want you to defend Kamala. Why should I vote for Kamala? That's the conversation we having right now.
I don't know. I'm just anybody but Trump. I don't care if Kamala gets in or who. It's just anybody but Trump with me. Okay,
so you don't care what Kamala's done. You just don't want Trump.
But Kamala ain't done no worse than what Trump's done.
Has she done better?
She ain't done worse.
Well, what? I mean, come on now. See, listen.
Hold on, D. Hold on.
Wait. Let me cook, sis. I'm just, because I get it. Because the battle cry of the Democrats is democracy.
I'm not a Democrat.
Okay, but let me finish. Democracy's in danger, so you can vote for whoever you want, right? That's what you should be able to do. But the problem that I have is there's voters like yourself, and this is no shade or anything like that. It's voters like yourself who don't have an earthly idea as to why you are for a person. You can only say why you're against another person. So, do you know any policies at all that Kamala would be beneficial to you as a black man in America? Like one, just name one.
No, but all I do know that now I'm from New Jersey, but I'm in Southern Ohio, and all the racist stuff that Trump's doing, all the racist supporters he's got, there's no.
You kind of cutting out a little bit, so I don't know if it's your Wi-Fi or what it is.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I said I'm originally from, because I've talked to you before, I'm originally from New Jersey and New York, but I live in Southern Ohio for the last 20-some years, and the racism that Trumpism here, I don't care who gets in. I don't care what it is. I don't want him. That's the thing.
Yeah, Mooch, your Wi-Fi is cutting out. Perhaps if you get a better connection, I'd like to bring you up here, but I'm gonna have to drop you down so I can let somebody else up. But when you're stable connection gets a little bit more stable, come back. Okay.
All right.
Sister Demetra.
Go ahead.
Sister Demetra, I got a meeting coming up at 4:30 here.
Okay.
Can I drop those legislations?
Yeah, go ahead. It's your time to shine, brother.
All right. So again, anybody listening, I am a debater, a world's debater. I actually got to travel the world doing it. So I do debate things that I don't stand for or believe in. And so I did some research and found something. I'm not going to be voting because I'm a political atheist. So I just don't fuck with it at all. Excuse my language. But I do want to say this, that according to what I looked up and found, that Kamala Harris and their administration plan on doing two things that will benefit uh, lower class Black Americans, foundational Black American, ADOS, whatever you want to call yourself. And that is they want to reinstate what Trump has taken out. There's two acts, and they want to get the funding put toward them and make sure that things are done right. And this is according to what their claims. But to me, as a political atheist, politicians claim shit and don't end up doing it. So Harris and their administration are claiming that they want to re-implement the Fair Housing Act, which benefited millions of blacks and brought down the homelessness of blacks when Barack Obama first put it in over 50%. Soon as Trump got in, that was the first thing he pulled out. And then the other things that Trump pulled out that they're planning on putting in is a Protection Act for government jobs that protects the civil rights of and mostly benefits Black Americans, not blacks, but Black Americans, not someone from Nigeria that's coming here, blah, blah, blah. Because you have to remember over about 40% of the entire federal government on the East Coast is all Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, ADOS, whatever you want to call yourself. And so just to debate it, I found that, and just to put that out there. Now, whether they actually do what they say, you got me. I'm a political atheist. You don't have to worry about me voting. I'm not in this shit. I don't fuck with narcissists, so I don't deal with people like Donald Trump. And I also don't deal with two-faced narcissists that try to play every damn race and all that different shit on everybody's side like Kamala Harris. But for her defense, that's what I looked up as a political atheist, and that's what I wanted to drop on the people.
All right, and real what was the second one again? I'm sorry.
The first one was
I got the first one.
The Housing Protection Act, which definitely benefited blacks. And since Trump pulled it out after Barack Obama had put it in,
Gotcha.
The numbers went back down, and black people have been mostly homeless now because
What's
of
the
that.
second one?
And now the second one was the protection. It's a government protection act for government employees,
Okay.
and it's specifically focused on benefiting minorities. It's even worded with minorities because they ain't gonna say black like they should.
Right.
But
All right.
that's why so many blacks are in federal, state, and government jobs in the East Coast and South because of
So,
those protections. But Donald Trump took it out. They're supposed Harris and them are supposed to be putting it back in.
so okay. So do you have to leave right now? Do you have a
No,
minute or two?
I stay for a couple minutes. I got about 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, so let me just go to the fair housing thing. So you're saying she has an initiative. She wants to put fair housing that'll help black people, right? That's what you're saying.
She wants to re-implement it because
Re-implement it.
Barack Obama and them put it in, and Biden put it in. It did help black, poor, lower class blacks. What happened was Donald Trump got in, and that was one of the first things he rescinded. And also the government minority employment act was
Gotcha.
rescinded by
All right,
Donald
so let
Trump.
me see if I could talk to the first one, Fair Housing Act. Do you know that Kamala Harris refused to prosecute Steve Mnuchin back in the day? He's a wealthy, individual. He was over. Donovan, help me out. I forget what exactly it was, but he harmed about 80,000
Yeah,
homeowners.
he was over the Treasury. I'm sorry, I'm
The
interrupting.
Treasury. No worries. Thank you. So I'm gonna put you on mute. There you go. So it's about 80,000 Californians that were, this is when Kamala was in California. 80,000 Californians that were harmed. Some of them had their homes foreclosed on to the tune of 27 cents. She refused to prosecute him. And in fact, he, or she rather, was the only Democrat at the time that he donated to. He donated $2,000 to her campaign. And what else?
Okay, okay.
Right. Hey, David, I know you got them debate chops, but I got them right with you, boo.
Hey, this is what I want. That's why I went and found it because I don't support her, but I wanted to prove her wrong, and you doing it, not me. You doing it.
So
prove that she's lying. She's lying. They plan on lying. They're lying.
So how many of that 80,000 people do we think were black? Because we especially know during the real estate housing market crash, that almost pretty much wiped out black wealth. Like what we had left of it, the 2008 housing market crash, 2008, 2009, that wiped out a lot of black wealth because a lot of us lost our homes, right? So with that, Kamala did not want to prosecute him in what he did. They didn't want to bring him up at all. In fact, got away with it, whatever. Then it turns out, like I said, he donated to her campaign. And so fair housing, but then you letting this dude get away with it means what? And David, come on. I know you're playing devil's advocate. That's basically what we're calling, for lack of better words. I know you're playing devil's advocate, but we know that.
Let me say this.
Sure.
That's the two things. That's the point of me bringing it as a professional debater. And then the other point is the reason anybody that support her, what you got to understand is poker face. I know y'all probably not gamblers like I have been. And so you have to understand what she's doing, just like you spent your time to criticize Donald Trump. And I understand he ain't shit to me either. But you have to understand what she's doing is putting up a poker face to y'all because you don't mean nothing to her. And so what she's doing is she's claiming she's going to do things, but as the sister just proves, her record proves that she's not going to because she wants to be politically correct and she wants to be politically protected, politically correct and politically protected.
All right. So we both can agree that the fair housing thing is probably, as somebody said on here, nothing burger. In addition to, we know fair housing don't mean black no more. It mean everybody but black, right? It'll be everybody on that list trying to get some fair housing, and black people will be on the fair streets, which you can't even be on the streets no more in California because Gavin Newsom just said not too long ago that he's doing a clean sweep of all the homeless encampments. They got to get the hell up out of there, right? And they are able by the Supreme Court to put them in jail if they refuse to leave. And we know that's predominantly who? Black people. The most homeless in the United States of America is Black people. The most homeless in California is Black people. I want to say disproportionately because we only make up less than 6% of the population, right? So we know that fair housing means that it's going to be the immigrants getting that housing. All right, let's get to your other point. You said the government jobs, right? Now, would you agree, David, and I know you're playing devil's advocate, that
I'm playing the devil advocate, but I want to say that the another catch to that is if Trump get in, all that's gone.
Right. And Bree, I'm not false information. I just said per the Supreme Court, Gavin Newsom has the ability to lock people up for being homeless. So I'm not what y'all need to do is listen with both of your ears unless one of them don't work. Okay. Now I know some of this y'all, it goes against what y'all been taught. But one thing I'm never gonna do is get on here and lie to y'all on purpose. If I do it's an accident and I will do a retraction, there's no bones about it. Now, this government job thing that she's supposed to be protecting, why is it that the Democrats just want to dangle a carrot? Why not say, hey, Black people, here's your funky reparations, and y'all can go build your own jobs, right? Because you work for the government, that's still the man. That's the prime definition of the man. So as Black people, economically, we are still not free. Because we don't own those jobs. That's just something that we are allowed to do. But let me ask you this, though. The Democrats have opened these borders wide. I was going to say something nasty, but I'm not, okay? They have opened these borders wide open and let all these immigrants in here. Who do you think going to have those jobs in a matter of a couple of years, if not already? Yeah, most of the time you call a hotline is press 1. Nah, I'm not trying to be derogatory. I just don't know Spanish. They give you 14 different languages before you even get the English that you got to press. So who's going to be in the government jobs?
So look, fam, I got to get off of here. I hope y'all did. I helped with the contribution. Help.
You did. I think you maybe gave some people some courage to come on here, but I don't know. I ain't see them clicking the link yet.
But they need to come with the evidence, come with their facts. Don't just come off of feelings. That's what I want for our people to actually do research before they make decisions politically. I'm a political atheist, but if you're going to make any political activities, whether it's voting or anything, make sure you do the proper research on the individuals and the groups.
Absolutely. Love you, David. Come back and see us.
Benevolence. Peace.
Bye. All right. So, it's just us now. We're waiting for everybody to click the link. Bree, come on down, sis. I pinned it on Facebook just for you and Mooch, Mac, or whoever else. Like where these people go, they scatter like roaches. When the lights came on, they ain't nowhere to be found. I'll tell y'all right now, if y'all go on my comment section, whether it's Instagram, y'all know I made a tweet the other day that is probably over 2 million views right now. And God knows they was dragging me from here to there. You know what I mean? But where these people at?
But that's what I'm saying, Demetra. They have all this thing, their talking points that they come, and then now we're just saying, okay, here's a platform, and you have a pretty good platform to get their message out. This is a perfect way to get people like myself to flip our votes and maybe think about voting for Kamala, and they just stay in the comments or they don't show up at all.
Can I say something real quick about that? So everybody is because I had that thrown at me. Oh, so you could just go vote for Trump in 2025. If Taraji P. Henson wouldn't have never said nothing to a lot of y'all people about Project 2025, and she all up in there like this, go vote. Half y'all don't even comprehend, nor have you even read the first 10 pages of Project 2025. That's been sitting there. So because now Taraji come up in here on the BET Awards where all the Negroes watching, they watching, twerking, tweaking, and all this other foolishness. Everybody, I bet you they said, she said Project 2025, baby, Google went up so deep. But where was y'all at when it's been sitting there? Why you ain't been reading? Why it took Taraji to come on the BET Awards to tell y'all about Project 2025 that's been sitting there? It's a new chapter every year. So where y'all been? And the other black person that's on the ballot, his name is Cornel West. So Moose, since y'all want to vote for Kamala, or y'all want to vote for Trump, or whoever you don't want to vote for, Cornel West up there for all y'all Negroes that ain't looked at the ballot to go see who else running. It's another Negro up there. He ain't got on Chucks. And he ain't wearing no pearls.
Right. I want to say this about the Project 2025. Number one, you want to hide something from a black person, you put it in a book. That's a long type saying. We don't read. We just love to have fun and do all this other stuff. But here's my thing. You now have heard about Project 2025. We've all heard about it. Those that are listening to this program, you are aware of Project 2025. The question is, what's the Democratic alternative to that? What are they going to do to stop it if it is real? Nobody's asking that question. What are the Democrats going to do to stop 2025? These are the same party. I've been saying this for years on this show. These are corporate parties. Notice they didn't say anything about defending anybody in the 2025 project and what they're going to do. So again, and then ask yourself this. If you've read Project 2025, because I've read it, parts of it, real deep parts of it. It's just a theory. It isn't going to happen. I'm a military man, and I'm going to tell you that stuff is theory. It would never happen in real life. But if it did, what are you doing to defend yourself? What is the Democratic policy when it comes to citizens? Disarm them, keep them in fear. So if a Project 2025 comes about, and you are a patriot and you have weapons in your home to defend your family, what the hell are you worried about? What the hell are you worried about? I digress.
And I want to Bree said, nope. I first saw it from Jasmine Crockett. Well, Jasmine Crockett is the same woman that be hollering like a wild banshee up there. You know, that's the one that got into it with Margaret Taylor Greene or whatever her name is. She the same one that says, "Are y'all just messing with Hunter Biden? What do you expect Joe Biden to do? That's his son. Of course he's going to protect his son." Now, of course, you know, his son, you know, he got a little habit. And he a felony too. He got a felony. He a felon. Right. He a felon. That's the same woman that was defending that felon, but she got a whole lot to say about Donald Trump, who was a felon. So why is Hunter Biden different? But Bree, I'm gonna take at your word. You're very educated. You don't know how to, you know, separate this from that. So it's all right that Jasmine Crockett, who's a Democrat, sit up and stand 10 toes down on defending Hunter Biden, who got some, you know, issues. He lied on a federal application, which is why he's a felon. But you're not okay with Trump being like, what are we doing here? Like I said, I would just be all right with y'all if you say I'm a Democrat, I'm gonna vote blue no matter who. But then y'all try to just defend this nonsense. So you heard it from a woman who don't even, like, she don't make no sense half the time. All she do is sit up there and holler back and forth on Capitol Hill defending Joe Biden. Now remember, she was defending Joe Biden, and then Joe Biden stepped down because clearly something wrong with him. So Jasmine Crockett was up there lying with the rest of them, talking about, ain't that wrong with Joe Biden? Y'all just, you know, he's just an elderly person. It's not right that y'all messing with an elderly guy. And she knew damn well this man didn't even know what time of day it is.
Wait a minute. Joe Biden I was up there looking like Joe Biden when I was taking them nerve pills. Get up to go walk and go somewhere and then turn around and be like, damn, where am I going? So I knew with the puzzle look, because that's what I used to have on my face, taking pills for nerve damage, looking crazy.
Well, he's going to be pissed when he finds out that he quit.
I mean, and then, you know, in regards to that Project 2025, a friend of both Donovan and I's, Detrick, he says, hell, we still living up under Project 1865. And y'all talking about some damn Project 2025? Y'all scary. What could be worse than what we already going through? What y'all think Kamala gonna magically do? Kamala ain't said she doing nothing for nan black person. In fact, she said, say it with me,
no.
People don't remember Reconstruction period in history. So the thing about it is we're going through a Reconstruction period right now. And if you remember, we had a lot of power during Reconstruction time before it became what it is now, and now we're talking more civil rights, but we had a lot going on during Reconstruction period, and that's what's happening now. And we need to understand that we were Republicans before this change, in which now that they're all of a sudden we are Democrats, when we were actually fighting on the Republican side on how they won to begin with. We wasn't never Democrats. That just fell onto us. I don't know how that changed, but it did. And we need to understand that this is a Reconstruction time. We need to get educated. We need to understand how policy is being ran and being governed, and everything that we do is ran by policy. And that's just what it is. She's a prosecutor, and her main goal is to prosecute, to make the state moolah. That's what it is. They're going to make the state money. When you go, this is a corporation. It's a business. The state is a business. It's incorporated. When you're dealing with corporation, each state has to make money. You got to get revenue. And the federal government is not funding the state 100%. The states still have to come up with funds, and that's what prisons and jails do. And tickets. Why we get speeding tickets? Why do we have to pay property taxes? What do you think that money is funding? We're paying for our police officers. We're paying for those things. So we have to understand that our dollars is being spent on all of that. It's a corporation. It's business.
And if you think about it, Kamala, people running around talking about she's this big time Democrat. If you really know Kamala and you study Kamala, then you know she's not even a progressive. She's a conservative. Her policies are she's a Republican in policy. The tough on crime, and I'm not gonna give y'all all the jewels just yet, because I wanted some people to come on here and just give it the old college try. But I see we got a lot of people with some jelly in their spines. They all they got is they sitting behind. One of my favorite memes is it was a white guy. He has on all this combat gear. He's gearing up to fight a war on the internet, and that's what y'all doing. Y'all in the confines of your home with your zuzus and wham whams and something cold to drink, and you probably got the shades drawn. It's very dark in there, nothing but the glare of the computer screen on you, and you're just typing away and going back and forth to people, but you can't come up here and defend it. I should pay you never no mind ever again. Jill Stein, will she be a good president? I don't know. She'll never get the chance.
Yeah, she'll never get the chance. She doesn't have the backing. But here's my thing, Demetria, and people on the panel. Why is it in the 21st century that Black people are so damn afraid? What are we afraid of? I mean, they took all our wealth. I mean, we don't own anything. I was just in Atlanta for 2 weeks, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of entrepreneurship and stuff going on there, which is great. But the reality is, I'm talking to these so-called wealthy Atlians, I call them Atlians, these wealthy Atlians, they got it going on. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to fundamentally, when you look at the skyline of that city where the money is, none of that's Black owned. None of it. 2008, we lost a third of our wealth as Black people. Here we are today, 60% of all homeless in the United States is Black. And yet we keep patting ourselves on the back like this person's going to do this and this person's going to do that. And magically, we're all going to be great. And we're doing so well because Black people, don't get me wrong, we are hot. Don't get me wrong. Everybody makes money off of us. We are hot. But the bottom line is even the rappers and the entertainers aren't making money like they used to. But if we are doing so well, and this is my question for you guys in the chat that I've been talking to. If we're doing so well, why is it going to take 225 years for us to catch up to the wealth of white people? And white people aren't even the wealthiest group of people in the United States. It's called the Matrix. You guys are seeing the world the way it should be, when you need to be seeing the world the way it is. And in our neighborhoods, we don't even have communities anymore. They've broken us up so badly, we don't even have communities anymore. You want to know why? Because the Democratic shills, they brought the migrants into the Black communities. You don't see the migrants going into the white communities. You don't see the migrants going into Hispanic communities.
I need you to name it and claim it, brother. What Democrats exactly brought the migrants into the Black neighborhood?
Brandon Johnson of Chicago.
But who helped them do it? Kamala and Biden.
Kamala Harris. Yes, absolutely.
But this is the one they talking about. I know. I'm a vote blue no matter who. She brought the migrants into the neighborhoods, the Black neighborhoods, and got the resources that was promised to the Black people for years and years and years. And that came right on in, got housing money. They was able to buy cars. They got jobs, summer jobs. Eric Adams there in New York talking about, I'm going to get the migrants jobs at the pools because they know how to swim. It's like you got all them Black kids running around there for the summer. They need something to do and some money to make. They making $19 an hour. You didn't think to go to the neighborhood and hire them kids? I had a summer job when I was 15 in New York. All you have to do is 15 to work. But you're gonna get the migrants a job because they can swim $19 an hour. So y'all better get good and clear as to who did they send to the border to work the border? Who did they send out there? Kamala went out there.
They sent Kamala to do the border.
And then what happened when she had the interview with Lester Holt? I think that's his name. He says, well, have you been to because at the time she didn't go. Have you been to the southern border yet? She looked. And what did she say? I haven't been to the European border or something like that.
Said, I haven't been to Europe either. I haven't been to Europe either. It's like, you smart heifer, if you don't know nothing, just say that. You know what I mean? But y'all running around here, I'm voting for Kamala. You're going to vote yourself right into to oblivion is what you're going to do. And if you ask me, I don't even think Kamala like Black people like that. I think she cosplayed Black people. I think when she went to Howard, she was like, okay, this is cool, ski weed and all this other stuff. And she been ski weeding on Black people ever since. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm really just like waiting for somebody to really come on here and just do it with your chest like you've been doing it with your thumbs. Come up here and just do it.
D, she ski weeded all the way up to the top.
You know what? You better quit. Hey, but you know what? In all seriousness, though, listen, y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna keep it too real. Now, I ain't gonna keep it as real as Corey is. Okay, I'm gonna try to listen. What y'all can learn, you women, listen to me good, and some of y'all men, some of y'all could probably, because the way we at nowadays, y'all men could take this advice too. What y'all could learn from Kamala is, don't give it away for a Happy Meal. Give it away for the second highest office in the land. Downtown Willie Brown told you. She got me to thank for being up in there. Now, listen, I ain't gonna tell all Kamala's business, but it's already out there. Y'all know she was running around
with a bonus BMW too.
Yeah, she was running down there with Downtown Willie Brown. That was his side chick. It was an open secret. Everybody knew he was married and he was running around with Kamala, whatever the case is. And whatever else she did to get to the top. Listen, I'm not never going to knock her hustle because there's a lot of y'all, not y'all, but them over there giving it away for absolutely nothing. As I was telling my friend Donovan here, some of y'all pick a dude up, ride him around. He ain't give you no gas money. You let him hop up and down on you like a trampoline. You drop him back off at his house and he say, oh, I ain't been working in a week. I will give you some gas money. Or I'll get you next time. Y'all let a man do that to y'all. So if you're going to take any lessons from Kamala, give it all you got while he getting all he can get from you. That's all I'm saying.
Some of them ain't bouncing up and down like no trampoline. They scooching like a snail.
You know what? Hey, listen. Some of them letting them scooch on them for nothing. Okay? Kamala, she did what her mama probably told her in the best, Indian way she could. Use your money maker, sis. Stop. Don't give it away. Go all the way. What she say? Her mama say, you may be the first, but don't be the last. So I'm telling y'all women out there, don't be the last one to just give it away for nothing. Okay? If you're going to do it, have a story to tell when it's all, yes, I did it. I gave it all away. But guess what it got me? Damn near the presidency of the United States. So worked out for her.
Corliss, real quick, here's a question for you. Very, very, very good question, I think. In this election cycle, do you believe that this is the most pivotal election cycle of your lifetime? For me, this is the 5th time I've heard this. So in this cycle, is this pivotal election? And the same thing for you, Cherie. Is this the most pivotal election of your life? Because what's at stake right now? What is at stake?
The same thing that's always been at stake. We ain't getting nothing. Like, we do this every 4 years. We sit up here, we talk, run around. They at the black churches. She make whoever. They always coming in pandering. And it's, you know what, it's so crazy though, because I woke up last night and there was a pastor on, and he said, y'all need to quit letting these people. He said, y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. He said, these people don't come in here and do nothing for y'all. And you allow them to stand in your pulpit and lie to your people and tell them to come and vote. And you don't never see them no more. And they don't do half or nothing of what they say, if anything at all. He said, they ain't doing nothing. He said, so why do you allow them to come in here and lie to people where they congregate to give them false hope that you already know that you're not going to get? Every time they say that every time it's time for the presidency, oh, this is pivotal, we got to do this. And guess what? We sitting up under the Mexican still. I want y'all to make sense of what we got going on. We don't get nothing. I heard somebody say this. I read this on Facebook. They don't have enough money to give us, and they don't have this to give us for reparations, and we're gonna have to prove who we are, and we're gonna have to, you know what I told them? Did the people of the Holocaust have to prove who the hell they was? Did they have to go get some blood? They ain't have to go do none of that. So I want to hear y'all excuses as to why they can't give black folks reparations when they done brought all these immigrants over here. They rapists, they murderers, they going to people's house killing them, and then you got the damn audacity to open your mouth, your funky ass breath, and say, can they come stay at your house? Hell fuck no. Open up the White House and let their ass come up in there. Open up like legs and let these Negroes come in after hours like a rotating door and do it to your people. No, you can't come stay up over here. How is it that you can allow people to come over here by the droves? Because guess what? We take our asses up over there. They ain't even accepting no boats of us coming up over there. Let's keep it 100. We ain't getting on no boats going nowhere. Because guess what? They'll unload you in the middle of the ocean playing with them. We ain't going to be jumping over talking about we want to be free. They going to end us. They not playing them games. You're not going to no other country talking about, oh, we finna open up our doors and we going to help y'all. The United States is the only fools that allow everybody and their mama to come up over here for free and pay them when you can't even pay the people that then serve this country. I'm just saying, y'all, make it make sense.
And the other thing is, guess who helped them do it? The black voter. The black voter helped because and listen, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, I'm nonpartisan, but that the Republicans ain't doing that. That's the Democrats that's bringing them over here. And guess who helping the Democrats do it? Is the black voter. That's why it's so nauseating when I see black people talk about, I don't care. I had a woman tell me on Instagram, I don't care. I don't care what she did, what she said. I don't care. You know, she don't care. I'm voting for her. So that's the other thing too. Right. I'm going to stick out my arm. I don't care what's in the infusion. I'm going to take that's when they was talking about the jab. But, they got this triple OG sister up there with all these white folks around her. And she talking about she don't care what's in it. She just going to take it. But yeah, so you got that vote blue no matter who, especially when we talk about black people. So y'all just going to help them do you in even more. Kamala when she decided to, I ain't gonna say she stole I'm gonna say that for another day, but when she decided to be the candidate for the Democrats, she didn't say, my most loyal group of voters, which is my people, black people, okay, I'm going to do something for y'all. She didn't say, I'm going to get y'all 2 pieces and a biscuit. She didn't say nothing. She has not uttered a word as to what she's going to do for the group of people that they are getting your, oh, I'm going to be nice, Joy Reeds and all these other people, your Rollins and all them, to call your names and, all this. She ain't said she was doing nothing for you. Not nothing. And y'all going out there, what to say? Black men and women, they got together and cried and boo-hooed and hugged each other and all kind of stuff on a Zoom call and raised over $2 million. And then Van Jones talking about, oh, we gonna protect her. We not gonna just let them talk about that black woman. It's like, man, first of all, you don't even like black women. Shut up, okay? The other thing is she's laying next to a whole white man. She got the CIA, Secret Service, and everybody else you can think of. What you think you're gonna do? Did you mad because somebody want to say something about Kamala? What you gonna do? Show up at their doorstep? And now don't forget, Van, that when Jeff Bezos gave you all that money for that foundation, your foundation fired you. Okay, so he don't talk about that why he was fired, because they said something strange was going on with the change. So Van Jones got fired. But that's a whole other conversation for another day. Just be careful who you listen to, Donovan.
Right. So Cherie, in this election cycle, is this the most pivotal election of your lifetime, in your opinion?
I think the past 2 elections, and that's just because I've been this political pond. I have been personally called out, which put it way above my pay grade, I guess. But now I'm leveling up to that pay grade. But it has been a pivotal moment because not just within the election year, but the fact of the case studies that has been happening, how they're using my case against other cases and parents who has also been criminally charged for their children crimes. So I don't know if anybody knows, it was a parent who just recently in 2023 got convicted of their child doing a mass shooting at a school. And the DA of that particular state decided to bring up charges on the parent. And the DA, so the child went to the school, shot up the school, killed 4 people at this school. The DA went ahead and charged the parents for manslaughter and found them guilty of manslaughter. So what they're doing is putting me, because they're saying us as parents are being criminally held accountable for our children's actions, no matter if it's as what they say minute as truancy or something as massive as manslaughter.
And one other thing before and y'all, you be running around the comment section too, giving me the business. So I want you to click the link. I pinned it in Facebook. Come on down. But Sheree, when you was in the back of that car, who was in the back of that car with you when they came and gaffled you up that early in the morning with handcuffs? Who was in the back of the car with you?
Well, it was me, and then we went to the police station and picked up another young lady. So it was 2 of us.
Black lady.
It was a black lady. Yes, it was me and her. We're both African American ladies who were in the back seat of the police car when they booked and processed me. Which is funny because listening to what they were really trying to get Trump for is to book him. So even though he had all these trials and everything, he never was booked. They never had his actual picture and process. So that is something that I'm learning, that is a big thing, to be booked and processed, regardless how long you've been in jail. It's not about the timing. It's the fact that they booked and processed you, whether you went out on your own continence or whatever they call it. It's the fact that they were able to book him. And I believe that happened in Georgia, where they were able to book and process and get that number in his hand to say, we got you.
And and of course, I'm gonna give to you. Y'all, I'm waiting on you. I see y'all on this YouTube. Some of y'all saying y'all, y'all defended Kamala. Click the link. We ain't gonna bite. We're very nice, because I feel like y'all should want to be coming up here and defending it, because what y'all gonna do is go spread misinformation and tell people why they need to vote for Kamala. And then the fact of the matter is, you don't even know. You're only doing it because you've been told to do it. As I said, that woman ain't offered you a dry peanut. Not nothing. Nothing at all. And the Democrats get everything from us. They get everything from us. Why? Let me ask y'all this. Okay, those of y'all who defending Kamala, when have y'all seen her go on white entertainment television and say, we gotta get out of that, white people? When have you seen her do it to her people, the Asians? Have y'all seen her get on Asian entertainment television? And have y'all seen her do it to the Hispanic? Y'all haven't seen that. Oh, it's only black people that because they know they cannot get in office without us. But some of y'all, and I'm saying I'm being as lovingly as I can, are so silly. Some of y'all so silly, y'all won't even fix your mouth to ask her for nothing. I'm not gonna ask her for nothing. I'm just gonna go and get her to vote, and she can go and do everything for everybody else. Ain't gonna do nothing for me. She gonna tell me, no, I'm not gonna do something just for black people. No, y'all cool with that, and then y'all mad at the rest of us because we not, or y'all must be some Trump supporters. Y'all some Trumpers. I can't tell you. And then you know what I always say, y'all? I ain't scared of y'all. If I wanted to vote for Trump, I'll bring my black ass up here with a MAGA hat every time I fired this thing up if I wanted to. I'm not scared of y'all. What y'all gonna do to me? If I was a Trump voter, what are y'all going to do to me? What? I'm gonna eat regardless. So me being, if I was a Trumper, I ain't scared of y'all. Y'all acting like that's the problem with some of y'all vote blue no matter who, especially you. Y'all think y'all, cause y'all scared. Y'all run around here trying to scare everybody else. Oh, you a Trumper. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, please don't call me that. Oh. What you gonna do if I was? Nothing. What, Carlos, what did Gary used to say?
Not a goddamn thing.
At all. He ain't gonna do nothing if I was. So you calling me a Trumper, they know I'm gonna sleep good at night tonight, especially because I don't feel good. You calling me a Trumper ain't gonna do nothing to me. That's like the scarlet letter. Oh, you're a Trump supporter.
It just lets me know that they don't know, like I said, that there are other people on the ballot. Y'all ain't even got common sense to say, who else on the ballot? Did you even know that you can write people on the ballot? You can go write Mickey Mouse on the ballot. Hello Kitty, Donald Duck, Miss Piggy, your mama. Somebody other than them two. They are not the only two people on this ballot. So it just lets you know, like I say, common sense ain't so common because you only think it's those two. So sorry, it's not. There's a whole nother black man sitting over there. Why is nobody talking about going to vote for him? And then when I say, oh, I'm going to go vote for Mickey Mouse. Oh, people get mad at that.
Does he own some Chucks and Pearls?
Hell, and he looked like Frederick Douglass.
Right.
So we might get something.
Do he got hot sauce on his greens?
I'm sure he ain't washing them in the sink. I bet you his grandmama taught him better.
Okay.
In the tub.
Real quick, Van Tran says, if Kamala doesn't give us reparations or strengthen trans rights by executive order, I would vote for her next time. I would vote for her next time either. But here's the thing, and I'm not even going to address basically what you said. We as Black people have to stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. What do I mean by that? We are not falling for, you get me elected, then I'm going to do something for you. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You got to tangibles up front. We want those checks on the way up front. If you can't show and prove up front, we are not going to, we've seen what you've done. Last election cycle, did Joe Biden not say, if you get me the Senate, I will repeal qualified immunity. We'll get that repealed. Nancy Pelosi did not even bring it to the floor. Ralph Warnock, we gave him the House and the Senate. That means they have the votes. They can do whatever they wanted to do. Wasn't repealed. Plus, I was just in Atlanta. He didn't give them their $2,000 that he had promised he was going to give them. He shortchanged them on that. A lot of people are still mad about that in Georgia. So again, we have to start holding these elected servants accountable if we're going to put them in office. If you're going to go and represent us for 2 years in Congress and you don't do and bring the goods home to our people, when it was our vote that got you in, you're going to be out of there in 2 years. We're not going to have any more career politicians. It's not going to happen. We have to stop falling for that. Not when I get in there, what you gonna do when you get in there. No, you need to tell me what you're gonna do right now and deliver.
How long we been waiting for 40 acres and a mule?
For a long time, but it's been a minute.
I got 40 acres plus. They ain't give it to me. My great grandmama left it to me. So I'm just saying, like everybody else, they all. I had one of the he hurried up and blocked me. So I had a guy that I know. Okay, we're not friends. We were acquaintances, and people are quick to throw out, "Oh, slavery, get over it," right? So when I asked them, well, how would you feel if somebody raped your wife and raped your kids and drug them in the house and then came and screwed you? This is a white dude. I said this too. You talking about, baby, he turned red as a hot tamale. But this is the mindset of people as a whole. And then they turn around and vote these other people into office and be like, oh, that happened to you. So basically, F you. But we going to go over here and help these folks with the Holocaust, pay them. Oh, we got a big old museum up over here. We got all of this remembrance of you, and all that. But you don't want us to remember our own?
And right. And the other thing is this too. We about to get out of here, but I would like to say that I'm disappointed, but I'm not, because that's what you thumb thugs do. You just ain't about that life. You don't stand 10 toes. You don't even stand one. You're just running all over the internet, espousing things you have no knowledge of. You don't even have the wherewithal, whatever the hell that is, to even defend your position. But y'all do it. I could make a post right now. I could put up a picture of Kamala, and 14 of her defenders gonna show up like as almost like a bat signal. They're gonna show up and defend her, but you won't come up here and do it. And I knew you wouldn't, because you're yellow. You ain't blue, you're yellow. Okay? You're just scary. So from now on, since you couldn't click the link, and I was so gracious to give y'all this time, because best believe this ain't gonna be the first time y'all see Sheree and Corliss up here. It ain't gonna be the first time. Oh, they ain't gonna be all up and through this thing. And guess what? This ain't gonna be the last time that Donovan and I talk about your girl Kamala. Oh, yes, we gonna talk about her. We gonna give her the business. And we gonna let y'all know what it is. What you do with the information is up to you. Problem I also have is that y'all like to jump on people's comment section trying to change our minds. I don't jump on y'all comment section trying to change your mind. I don't do that to none of y'all. But y'all get up there, y'all this, you that, you this. Like I said, I've been calling. Listen, y'all names don't calling me. Don't mess with me. Donovan, he's been called everything a child of God too. Don't bother him. Don't bother him at all. But like I said, I knew y'all was gonna tuck tail and run. I knew. How y'all gonna defend Kamala? You can't even defend yourself. How you gonna do it? Kamala don't need y'all. She don't need you at all. So the other thing I want to leave this with y'all is Kamala's black. That's right. She say she black. Y'all say she black. Let's say she black. Why she don't never talk about her black daddy? Where her black dad? That's the part of her make her black. Why you don't see her black daddy out there on the campaign trail with her? Oh, I love my black daughter. I just knew she could be the president, first black. Why don't they? You know why you don't see him? Because he was like, she's an embarrassment. Mm-hmm. He said that. He said she's an embarrassment, especially when she invoked her blackness because she was Jamaican and she be smoking weed. That's where Gabby Tozer, is that her name? Tulsi? Yeah, that's what she just ran roughshod all over. She's talking about you smoking weed. You laughed about it, but you locked people up for smoking weed. Her daddy was like, she's an embarrassment. That's not what makes us Jamaican. If you know anything about her daddy he used to be an ambassador to the United States. He's an astute scholar. I think he was a professor, a tenured professor at Stanford. So this man ain't no lightweight. He wasn't just, in Kingston rolling doobies, with dreadlocks, talking about, this man was about that life. So he was like, how dare her? This was his words. How dare her talking about she's Jamaican because she smoked weed. It don't sound like she even seen to talk to her daddy in years. So why she don't bring him out?
Y'all see, he doesn't live far from the White House and where she lives.
He was an ambassador to the White House, so you would think at one point in time she'd had a conversation with him, right? But some of y'all are so silly. Y'all don't have this, and this is the part that's frustrating to me. And some of y'all in y'all big old grown age, y'all in y'all 30s. I'll give you 30s. I was silly. Okay, let's take it. But you're in your 40s and your 50s, and you're silly. How? You ain't got the sense God gave a cricket. You don't even have the sense to say, well, Kamala, why come your daddy don't back you up? Where your black dad? I don't care. I'm gonna stick out my arm. I'm just gonna go to the booth. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And as a black man, some of you silly black men running around, I'm gonna stick out my arm. I'm gonna vote. As a black man, that don't bother y'all that she don't never talk about her black daddy. Y'all, that don't bother y'all as a black man that she just shelved the half that made it possible for her to be where she at. She wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her daddy. As a black man, y'all don't ask those questions. Kamala, where your black daddy? We need to see the representation act like us. Where your black daddy? Because y'all silly. You're just silly. You men and your women, you're just silly. And you should be, what did Joy Reid say? It's weird. And then it's just weird. People want to vote for Trump. It's weird that y'all just listen to her. Oh, I want to call her. I ain't going to do it. But y'all listen to people like her and y'all don't ask no questions. Okay, Goldilocks.
The bed wench.
Yeah, now I was going to say something a little harsh. Joy, because you don't give me joy when I listen to you. Joy, where is Kamala's black daddy? Because I'm thinking if she wanted to win over black men, why don't she just cart her black daddy out there? But you know what? Y'all ain't gonna do that because y'all like that good swift kick in the tailbone. Y'all love it. Y'all getting the kick in the tailbone with the chucks. And y'all like it. And guess what? I like it for you.
I don't know why she keep talking about these hood shoes and she ain't never been in the hood. Like,
girl,
some chucks. Do she understand what chucks?
Right. You know what I'm saying? But grandmas is running around. Grandmas, I'll give me some chucks and pearls. Yeah, the same grandmas that was canceling Ice Cube. It's like Glover the Dean if you don't sit down somewhere. You ain't never listen to America's Most Wanted, never not one time. Okay? How you canceling Ice Cube? But anyway, as I said, y'all, those of y'all who like Kamala, y'all gonna be sick of us. Because as we've all said, none of us are Trump supporters. None of us. But y'all want to browbeat us? We gonna give you the business, and y'all can find Sheree. What's your handle on Twitter? Because she's telling her story. She's gonna continue to tell her story. Corliss is gonna continue to tell her story, and I'm gonna make sure these ladies continue to do it. They got my 100% backing. I'm gonna make sure that they get their stories out. Anybody else want to help get their story out? I'm gonna make sure that they do that because they're not nobodies. They're not nobody. There's somebody who is still paying for what Kamala did to them. For those of y'all who came on late, Corliss has got a son that's giving the feds, or the state rather, giving the state 27 to life. Kamala Harris's office signed off on that, giving her baby 27 to life. It was nobody was murdered. Wrong guy. Witness said that her son was that wasn't him, it was somebody else. They gave him a plea deal of 22 to life. He decided to take it to court. Now he's doing 27 years, been there 12 years. Sheree was arrested in 2013 under her truancy policy. And she says, I'm going to make sure. Hold on. Because I think some of y'all need to understand this. Kamala said, I'm going to make sure these parents pay to the fullest extent of the law. Those were her words. Parents, for the extent of law, $2,000 fine plus jail time. Miss Sheree here will forever pay for that because she always has to answer that she was arrested. Even though she wasn't convicted, she was arrested and she has to answer for that on every application that she gets. So That's why I'm gonna help these two ladies fight, because I'm sick of y'all. Y'all out here that's defending nothing, that's running around here making Nike, who owns Converse, if I'm not mistaken, y'all making them more wealthy. Y'all running around here with black asses and Chucks and supporting Kamala, and you don't even know why you're doing it. But we got two real victims here, and y'all don't give a damn about them. Y'all only give a damn about symbolism. At least ask Kamala for a bucket of chicken on the way out the polls. Damn. So anyway, we gonna be out of here. Did you, Sheree, did you give him your Twitter handle?
I was. It's Peoples Sheree. So it's Peoples, and my first name is look like Sheree is Cheree. And yes, I'm going to be doing my stuff on Twitter.
Uh-oh, she cut out. She cut out, but
I can't wait.
So yeah, y'all can find her. Yeah, we hear you now. She can find her on Twitter, but we're gonna have both of them back on here. And like I said, anybody else who wants to come on here and tell their story, but now we're not gonna let their story get swept under the rug as nobody's. We're not gonna do it. And Corliss is to this day is still fighting to get her baby out of jail because he could potentially spend the rest of his life in prison while Kamala Watusi's her ass up at the White House calling these ladies and their people nobodies. Not on my watch. So anyway, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. We'll be back here Tuesday and Wednesday. So you guys please have a great rest of your weekend and all that. And we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.